Hey you guys, welcome to my channel. I hope each and every one of you guys are doing well. This is going to be, let's see, 5 or 6 bee crafts that we're going to work on. Make sure you guys go hit that like button. Make sure you go hit the notification bell so you guys are notified every time I do an upload. We're going to do different types of bee crafts. They're really easy, simple. So the one craft that we will be working on, the Dollar Tree did come out with these wash and dry and laundry mat little signs. They look like an ironing board, and it has the 3 little clips on there. And here's the other one. It says laundry room, wash, dry, fold. So we are going to transfer these into bee stuff. We are going to paint these yellow and black, and we're going to add little bees to them and hang them on the wall for decor. So that is one bee thing. Another bee craft is this little thing right here. It is the Fairy Garden Collection little decor piece. We are going to just touch the paint up on this. We're just going to try to do our best just to touch it up a little bit. So that is one craft that we will be working on as well. Also, hold on just a minute. Let me get my other paint before we get started. Let me grab my paint, my colors up here, so I don't have to dig for them. Sorry about that, you guys. I just didn't want to have to bend down too far into the video. I do apologize. Sorry about that. Okay. I'm all over the place this morning. Sorry about that. All right. The next craft that we're going to work on is these little, I've already ripped the little paper off. It is a mason jar from the Dollar Tree. It had an Easter little thing on it. I did rip it off. We are going to use Scott tape that looks like the little beehive. We are going to put that on here, and we are also going to put bees on here as well. So we're going to put bees on this, transfer this into a bee thing as well. Also, the little pineapple, they have a pink one and they have this gold one. I did take the little top off of it. We're going to transfer this into a beehive. I did get this rope right here. So we're going to change this into a beehive. So I've already got my hot glue gun hooked up so it can be getting hot. And I just bought 2 of these ropes. It will take a little piece of the other rope, but not all of it, to finish the bottom of it. So we're going to do that and turn it into a beehive. I think it's going to be absolutely cute when we get it finished. Sorry about that. I hope they didn't mess the lighting up. I did have, I think it was just one little, just one little bee thing that was out of this little, out of the set that I had that I'm going to put on this little beehive when we get it finished. It looks like this, a little wooden one. I'm just going to glue it on here when we get it done, so that will be added to that. I do have 2 bows made. There are 2 bows made that we'll be using for these as well when we transfer these. And these little buttons right here with the little bees on there. And I got my paint brushes, my paint, my little tray. And we're fixing to get started. I do believe we are going to start with the mason jar first. We're going to go ahead and start that first. Let me set these right here. So I'm just going to use this Scotch tape and tape it. And I will tilt the camera so you guys can see. I hope each and every one of you guys are doing awesome and doing amazing. And for those of you that aren't, know that my prayers and thoughts go out to you. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. You guys are awesome and amazing. I am fixing to tilt the camera so you guys can see what I'm working on. Okay, hopefully you guys can see. This is the mason jar. We're fixing to work on it. I did put down some paper towels already down, so I'm not getting it all over my table. And we are just going to go along the edges right here. Try to get it as even as possible. Okay, let me get my scissors. We are going to paint the sides of the mason jar, probably paint them black. You may see my sister-in-law walk by. You also may hear the dogs and the cats. Hope all of you had a happy Mother's Day. Hey, how are you? I'm glad to hear that you're doing good. I had an awesome weekend, had a house full of kids, and I enjoyed every bit of it. Now, this tape that I am using that looks like a beehive, you can buy this at Walmart. It's like $2.97 for it. It's not that much. And you get a lot on this roll. Okay. All right, I'm going to tilt the camera back up. Alrighty. So here is the mason jar done in the washi tape. And it is called Scotch Expressions washi tape. And it does look like the beehive. You can buy this at Walmart for like $3 after tax. So what I did was I got this mason jar from the Dollar Tree. It had an Easter thing printed on it, and I just peeled it off. We are going to paint the sides, the top. We're going to paint it black. I am going to have to remove this, so I'm just going to clip it, and then we're going to glue it back on when we get done, just so I can paint it. So I just clipped it, and I'm going to put it to the side. And what I'm going to do is paint the sides black. Then we're going to glue the ribbon on the this little piece back on there. We're going to glue that back on there because I think that is a cute little touch to it. And we are going to add bees to it. We are going to add some of these little cute bees right here all over it. And they have little white wings. You'll be able to see the white wings after we get them on there. I am going to step away from the computer just for a second to try to find my razor blade, and I'll be right back. Alrighty, I am back. Sorry about that, having to step away. Alright, I'm getting my razor blade. I'm going ahead and getting that out. And I'm just going to trim the washi tape around the edges that it's kind of overlapping a little bit. So I'm just going to go like this and just trim it off. Just because I don't want it to be where I'm going to paint. So I'm just going to go through there and trim that off. And can you hear me okay? Is the sound good? Can you guys hear me? Just want to make sure that you all can hear me. Sorry about that. Shaking the cats behind the laptop. Can you guys hear me okay? Can you guys hear me okay? I just worry about y'all not being able to hear me since that little incident happened, and I have no idea why it happened. Sorry about that. I was having to move that cat away from my laptop. Hopefully she stayed. Now just making sure that all the edges has all the little excess tape because we're going to paint the sides. Let me know who's all here. Drop a comment. Let me know. I'm fixing to show you guys on my phone. I did take a picture of the chicken that my husband, he sent me a picture of it. And I'm going to share with you guys. It's a picture on my phone. I'm going to show you guys the picture of it. Let me pull it up. Let me see. I think it's on my Facebook. Sorry about that. Having to go on my Facebook and get it off there. It won't take me just a second. All right, you guys ready to see this? There's his barbecue chicken, and it was so good. So good. That was really, really good. And it was late, and that's why I didn't post anything. I know I told you guys I would, but I was so wore out and tired afterwards. I just kind of went to sleep, and that was it. I was so tired and wore out. So before we glue anything onto it, we're going to paint the sides black. So I'm going to get my glossy black and go ahead and put a little bit in my tray. Get my paint brushes out. Let's see, we'll use this one. All right. Now we're going to paint the sides that are purple. We're going to paint those black. So I'm just taking some paint and just going across it. Now I kind of changed my background a little bit into bee stuff since this is a craft dedicated to bee stuff. I did change it up a little bit. So there is one side done. Now we're going to paint the other side, and the top's done. We're going to paint the other side. Alright, so now we painted all sides black, and that's what I wanted to do. So now, let me paint the bottom right quick. Nobody ain't really going to see the bottom part, but we're just going to go ahead and paint it. Alright, so now all that's painted. And now we are going to put the brush in the water where it can soak and get all that paint off. So now I am going to glue this back on there. We're going to glue this back on there. So I'm going to get some little glue and we're going to glue this little bow back on there. Okay, just let that sit just for a second. And I am going to put the sides back around it, kind of like it is wrapped around the little mason jar. So I am going to just glue the little burlap or twine. Let me just say twine. You flip it over. Okay. Now I'm going to add a little glue. Sorry about that. It was my phone. It's probably my husband. Alright. So now I glued that, and I'm going to let this dry just for a second, and then we're going to show you before we add the bees what it looks like. Yep, that was my husband. Alright. So now you want to be very careful because remember we painted the sides and they are still damp, and you don't want to get that all over the front of it. Hey, how are you? Okay, so now we are going to put, here is it with the bow. Now we are going to put the little bees on there. So we're going to add the bees. That's what we're doing now. Here's the bees. We're going to stick on there. Let me get all this glue off of me real quick. All right. Now the bees, because you couldn't see, I'm going to bring it up close so you can see that they have little white wings. So we're just going to place them, a few of them, not a whole lot, just a few on here just to decorate it. All right. Put another one on here. And then I'm going to show you what it looks like after we get done with it. I think this is a cute little effect on it. Looks like the bees are flying around. Alrighty. Good morning. How are you? So here is our mason jar that I painted the sides black, and I put the twine back on it, the ribbon right here. And then I put the Scotch tape from Walmart on here, and then the Hobby Lobby little bee stickers. And I think this is a cute little decor piece to put on the shelf, tier tray, or whatever you guys want to do. This did come from Dollar Tree. This little mason jar did come from Dollar Tree. It had an Easter thing on it, and I ripped it off to do this with, and I just painted the sides black. I think this one turned out really cute. So there's that one. And I'll take something to get that little bit off the side, but there's this little craft, easy craft. So there's that. I think the little bees just did the touch and the tape. I think it looks awesome. So there's the first craft that we did. Let me put this over here to the side. Now our second craft that we are going to do, because we're going to do about 5 or 6 crafts. Okay, our second craft we're going to do is we're going to paint this. We're going to touch it up and paint it. All the little colors are going to be the same color, but we're going to touch it up and paint it, make it look a little better than what it does. So let me get the paint out. The colors, the other colors that I need. Okay, let's see. I'm trying to find a purple one. Let's see here. Alrighty. I'm trying to find a purple, you guys. I'm having to dig at the very bottom trying to find a purple. Alrighty. And alrighty, so I got all my paints that I need. And now I'm just going to start with the yellow one. Go ahead and put it right here. Then we're going to need some purple. Need to get some more purple. About out. Okay, some purple, brown, because it does have some brown in it. Sorry about that. The cat's shaking the camera. I'm just going to have to move her. Sorry about that, y'all. Okay, and now we're going to need a little green. We're going to have to use 2 different greens because it does have like a little bit different green. So we're going to use 2 different greens. Okay, and then we got a blue flower with white. So we're going to do that. And we already have our black right here. And then we need, let's see, I think that's it. All right, so I'm going to hold it up like this as I'm painting it. Okay, I hope you have an awesome day at work too. See you soon. Love you. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get all my paintbrushes out of this little zip bag. And I am going to need some paper towels. So I'm going to go ahead and grab a stack. I already have them done like that so I can use them. So we're going to start out by using this smaller one right here. We're going to start by using that, and we're going to paint the beehive first yellow, and I am going to hold it like this where you guys can see it. So we're just going to go like this and just paint it. Let me get this cat. Sorry. They didn't do too good of a job with this beehive. They just kind of just slapped it together and that was it, and doesn't look that great. So I decided just to go over it a little bit and just touch some spots up to make it look a little better than what it does. So she is getting right back in that spot again. So far we're painting it. It looks a little better than what it did. We're just going to continue painting it. They were really in a hurry when they did this. You can definitely tell they were in a hurry. And I'm just going over it and just painting everything that's yellow right now. Angel, stop. Angel, stop. Now we will probably have to go over it again, but it's already looking better than what it did. A lot better. Alright, now we're going to move on to the next color, and we're going to go ahead and paint what is brown. And we're going to need a smaller brush. So we're going to use, sorry, my nose is itching, y'all. So we're going to use this one right here, the smaller one, to paint everything that is brown. We have a window frame that's brown, a door frame. We're going to go ahead and paint those. So there's the window frame. Now I'm having to go over it again, just touching it up. Now I'm going to move on to the frame of the door. And sorry for the dog barking. So there is the door frame and the steps. And here is the door. I think this looks, it's already starting to look a lot better. Now we're going to paint the little doorknob. They were trying to paint it yellow, so we're going to just stick with that color. A yellow little doorknob. Okay, and now we're going to rinse our brushes out, and we are going to paint the top part of the flower. Excuse me, you guys. Sorry about that. So we're going to paint the top of the flower. I do have some purple. Got to make sure we clean our brush out good. Alright, so now we are going to paint this purple top of the flower. We're going to just touch it up with the paint. So I'm just going over it and painting it like this. I think it's going to look a lot better. Okay, there's the top of the flower. So now we are going to paint the green part of it. Now we painted the top part green. I'm going to go and paint these flowers that's on the front of it this light green as well. And then the grass will be the darker green. Okay, now we will paint. We're going to go ahead and paint the white on the bee and that flower. Go ahead and touch that up and paint it. Let me see if I can grab it without getting the paint all messed up. Alright, so there is the white part of it. I'm going to rinse this brush because I need it for the black. Go ahead and paint the bee part of it black. Okay. So we are almost done with it, you guys. Look. Now we just got this bottom part to paint and we will be finished. So I think I'm going to use this one right here. And we're going to use, well, I got to do the blue. Let me clean this other brush that's thinner. We'll go ahead and paint the little blue flower before we do that. Let me go ahead and do the blue. This is a gorgeous blue. Okay, there is the blue flower. So now we are going to paint the bottom part, which is our last part. We're going to paint it green, a darker green, to make it really pop out. Now this is going to be the harder part because I got to kind of tilt it and without trying to mess up anything. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and touch up the darker or the lighter green. I'm going to go ahead and touch that up again. Okay, now I am going to do the yellow again. Using this one, we're going to go back over the yellow again, making sure we get all the spots. Some of it's bleeding through again. All right, y'all. This one is done. So I'm going to hold it. Try to hold it without messing it up. So there it is. It is done. Repainted. It looks a lot better than what it did. I'm getting paint all over me. Not trying to mess it up, but it looks a lot better than what it did. Touched everything up on it. Absolutely love it. Look at that. Look at that. That is just gorgeous. See what a little touch up will make it look a whole lot better than what it did? Just a little touching up. Not a whole lot, just a little bit. I think it looks absolutely gorgeous. So now I'm going to set this to the side so it can dry. And we are going to work on, since I've already got this paint out, we're going to go ahead and work on, you put all this other paint up that I don't need. We're going to go ahead and paint these black and yellow. And so that's what we're going to do. Excuse me just for a second. I'm going to go rinse my tray out. Excuse me just for a second. Alrighty, I'm back. Let me grab some paper towels. To dry it. And now we are going to paint the two signs that you can get from the Dollar Tree. Sit there right there. So we're going to do that. The one that says wash and dry open 24 hours. Looks like a little ironing board. We're going to paint these yellow and black and add bees to them. So the first colors that we're going to use is yellow. So I'm going to go ahead and get my wide brush and go ahead and put the yellow paint in here. And we're going to paint those yellow. Now it is going to have more than one coat, but we're going to go ahead and paint them. It may not stick, so we may have to think of a plan B. Yeah, I don't think it's going to stick, so we're going to have to think of a plan B. Kind of thought it wasn't going to stick, to be honest. Yeah. So that's not going to stick, so we're going to have to think of a plan B, which I do think I have some material for that. I kind of knew that probably wasn't going to work, which is fine. I do have some material to do one. I may have to wait to do the other one until I get some more material. But that is totally fine. So what I'm going to do is try to remove the little these little things right here. We're going to try to remove those. Thank you so much. Hey Lucy, how are you? Okay, Michelle, thank you for coming to my channel and taking time out of your day. Thank you so much. So I'm just taking this little scraper and just scraping these little clothespins off. That's what I'm doing right now. And just peeling off the paper. So maybe I can be able to still do that craft idea. So I'm just peeling it off. We'll see. It depends on if it comes off easy. So now I'm just trying to scrape all that off so I can actually paint it and see if the paint will stick. It should stick afterwards, but we'll see. We will see. And thank you, Michelle Bright, for coming and watching my channel. Thank you so much. I understand some of you may have to replay it. That's fine. Thank you so much. And Lucy, how are you doing? Let me see here. I'm just ripping all this off, and then we're going to try to paint it again. Alrighty. Think I have all of it off now where we can try and paint. we're going to try this again, you guys. Go ahead and wipe this brush off. We are going to try this again. We'll go ahead and take this twine out. We'll put the twine back in there after we get it done. So we're going to just start painting it yellow. Oh yeah, it's going to stay now. Awesome. So we're just going to paint it yellow all the way down. I'm using the widest brush that I have to make it easier to paint. It will have to have a second coat. I am going to tilt the camera so you guys can see it. I'm going to set it down where I can paint it. So I'm going to tilt the camera, you guys, so you can see what I'm doing. Hopefully you guys can see. Get some more paint. We're also going to add some black stripes to it. We want to make sure that we get the yellow good and covered. I'm going to tilt the camera back up. Drop a comment. Let me know who's all here with me, please. Now I'm just going and doing the sides like this. All right. Now I'm going to let this dry just for a second. I don't know what just touched it, but definitely going to have to go over it again before we do the black. So let me just set this to the side. Sorry, y'all, I'm getting hungry, so I'm going to eat me some Lifesaver Gummy Neons. That's what I'm going to eat. Sorry, I'm getting a little hungry, so I need a little something to eat. Sorry about that. Okay. I am going to have to go over it again. But it'll be okay. I'm just going to go over it again. Okay, and now we're going to get our black out and do stripes. And we're going to use this brush. And we're going to do stripes all the way down. Make it look like a bee. So here is our stripe. And I think it's going to look good. We are probably going to have to do several coats. So we probably will have to do several coats because it's kind of bleeding through. So I'm just going to go through here, the little space between it, and just go ahead and put the stripes down through here. I think it's going to be cute when we get finished with it. Look at this. That's going to just look cute. Look at this. All right, you guys. There it is. Transformation Little Bee ironing board. And I think it looks absolutely gorgeous. I love the way it's turned out. I love the way it looks. And now we're going to let this one dry. And I'm going to set it to the side so it can dry for a minute before we glue the clothespins back on it. So this is done, except we're going to glue the clothespins back on it. Glue the clothespins back on it and glue some little bees on there. Put the twine back up here, put a bow on it, and it will be finished. So we're going to set this to the side for now and let it dry. And then we're going to bring our other one that says laundry, wash, dry, and fold. And we are going to take the clothespins off that. We're just going to remove the clothespins off this one with our little handy Dollar Tree tool, brought like this, that has that little sharp edge. And I pop those off, and what we're going to do is we're going to take the twine out and we're going to glue some fabric on this one. We are going to glue some fabric. And right here is the fabric that we're going to glue on it. It's got these cute little jars with the flowers and the bees. I just think this is it's beautiful. And it will fit perfect on the ironing board. Perfect, see? So we're going to glue this on there and then we'll cut the excess off. Okay. Let me see. Sorry, you guys. I was looking for my razor blade. Let me get another one out. It's fine. Okay. All right. So what we're going to do right now is we are going to glue this fabric onto this other one. We painted one. We got to wait for that one to dry before we add the other stuff back onto it. So we're going to wait for that one to dry, and we're going to use this fabric, which is perfect for what we're needing it for. And what we're going to do is glue it onto this. We're going to just glue it onto this piece. So that's what we're going to do now. We're going to just glue it on there. Alright, so I'm going to get my hot glue gun and just start gluing it. Sorry about that, y'all. Not trying to shake y'all. Having to let that glue gun get heated up some. That's what I'm doing. Got it angled where you guys can see what I'm doing. Alright. Now we'll go and raise and see if there's any little spots that need to be touched up a little bit. And if they are, we're just going to go ahead and go through here and just go ahead and tack it down, because it's got to be glued down really, really good. Okay. Now we're just going to go through here and make sure this is all glued down. Let's stick another glue stick in there. There we go. Alright, now after we make sure that all that's done, you tilt the camera back up. Okay, we're going to make sure that it's all glued down. And then after we do that, we're going to take our razor blade and just go around the edges and cut all the extra off. Let me tilt the camera so you guys can see me cutting it. You guys see good? Hopefully you guys can. I'm just taking the razor blade and just cutting along the edges just to get all the extra off. Alright. Let me get my camera fixed. Sorry that you guys keep seeing me do that, but some of you guys request to see me do the work as I'm going along showing you. So we cut all the excess off, and I think this looks gorgeous. I just love that effect. So, so gorgeous. So now we got to poke the little holes right here to run our string back through it. And then we're going to add some little bees to it. I'm just taking this little tool right here and just kind of run it through there and just twist it around a little bit so it will go back in there. There we go. Just run it through there like so. Now we're going to run our twine back through there. Now if your twine messes up, they have tons and tons of the twine you can buy at the Dollar Tree. You can just purchase some. So I'm just putting the twine back in here. I love that effect to it, the twine. So I'm just putting it back through there like so. And now I'm going to glue my little clothespins back on there. Just gluing them back on there. Okay. Now after we have our clothespins glued back on there, let me set this right here. We are going to get our little buttons, and we're going to add 3 of them on there. We'll go ahead and open them and get 3 of them out. Okay, and I'm going to glue them each on the clothespins. Now you guys can paint the clothespins if you would like, but with this one I'm just going to leave them like they are to kind of go with the twine look, farmhouse look, that extra little look that I want it to look like. Okay. And then after our little bees, look at that. Isn't that just the cutest little thing? You just add the little bees, add some glue to them, and stick them on there. And then we're going to stick our ribbon on there, and this one will be done. This one will be done. Okay, you guys, so there is our first one. Now you guys can, if you're doing these, you can make your bows be longer. The little pieces, you can put it to the side if you want to, but I just decided for this one, we're going to stick it right here in the middle. So there is this one right here. I think this just looks gorgeous. Excuse all the little excess of the hot glue, but there's this one. And now we're going to set this one to the side, and we're going to go back to the one that we were painting. So we're going to go ahead and come back and grab that one, the one that we painted, make it look like a bumblebee. So we're going to go ahead and grab that one, and we are going to glue the little pegs back on there. I'm just gluing the little pegs back on there. Now, if you want to add more and you guys have more to add to it, you can add more to it. Okay. And now I am going to just leave them as is because I want to kind of bring that twine effect out. So we're going to go ahead and add our twine back in here while those are drying to hang it up with. So we're just adding it back in there. Okay, and there is that with the little clothespins. And now we are going to add 3 little buttons to that. And then we'll have 3 more for another craft. We'll go ahead and stick that back in my bee box. Okay. Stick that back in there. Alright. Now I am going to glue my bow on there to the side on this one. And glue it to the side on this one. I think it's going to look absolutely gorgeous when we get finished with it. And now I'm going to glue my little buttons on there with the little bees. We're just going to take some hot glue and just glue them on there. Okay. We're going to let that dry for a minute. Let them dry, the little bees and the bow. and get all the little hot glue excess pieces off there before I show it to you. Okay, you guys, here is our little bee one with the ribbon to the side. Our little bees on there and the ribbon to the side of it. I think it looks absolutely gorgeous like this. And I am going to add just a few of the holographic little bees that has the holographic wings. I decided to go ahead and add just a few to this one just to give it a little touch, that extra touch that we need. So we're going to go ahead and take a few of them and stick them on there. Just to help it have that other little pop to it. I think it's going to look just stunning. Alright, so I added some bees to it. Show you the after effect of it. I think it just made it absolutely pop out more. Look how gorgeous that is. So we add our little bee buttons and we add some holographic little bees. Isn't that just the cutest little thing? And then we did this one as well. So this is how they both turned out. These were little ironing board little things that the Dollar Tree come out with, and I decided to change them into bee theme since my kitchen is in bee theme. Really easy to do. I think they turned out just beautiful and gorgeous, and I absolutely love them. So there are those two that we did together. And we have one more craft for the day that is bee theme. So let me sit these over here so they can dry. Okay, now this come from the Dollar Tree. It did have like a little piece right here that I took off. It is a pineapple, but we are going to use this rope right here and wrap this around there and make it look like a beehive. So that is what we're going to do for our last craft. We're going to make it look like a beehive. Let me get some of this out of my way so I have a little more room here. Alrighty, so I got this right here. We're going to wrap it. We're going to have to hot glue it. You will need two of these pieces of rope because one is not enough, so you will need two of them. We're just going to start at the top and work our way down. We are going to have to hot glue. You will need a lot of hot glue for this project. And I'm just leaving the little the tinsel part on there because I think that's going to be a good effect. Hey Rose, how are you? I am on my last craft for the day. And it is going to take me some time. And I am fixing to tilt the camera so you guys can see it. How are you doing? Hate when this any type of glue gets on my fingers. Alright, so I am fixing to tilt the camera so you guys can see this as I'm doing it. It is the little pineapple. So I'm just taking it and just putting a little glue here. And we're gluing it down. You got to hold it for a minute so it will stay in place. That is awesome. Thank you for letting me know that you can hear me. Thank you so much. Okay, and now we're just going to go along like this, but we are going to have to glue it as we're going. It's okay, dear. I'll show you guys the crafts if you haven't seen them, what I have done. If you guys are just now joining the video and didn't get to see the video, now I can't redo the crafts because I have no more stuff to redo them. But I can show you what I have done so far after I get finished with this. Let me move this out of my way. Thank you. No. Come on. Got glue all over my hands. Now I gotta start using my other piece of rope. So I'm just gonna start where it ended right here. Let me clip this part off. And we're going to just start from right here and work our way around. Let me go ahead and add some right here. We're just going to work our way around now. And thank all of you for joining me. I really appreciate it. I know some of you are just now getting here. I am on my last craft for the day. I will share with you guys all the awesome stuff that I made for today. And I am going to have to try to find more craft stuff to do because I have a few left, but not many. So I'm hoping I can find more craft stuff to do. I do have a few more, but I don't have a whole lot more left to do. Trying to get all this hot glue that's all over my hands is stuck so I can get a better grip. Make sure this beehive is stuck. So now we are at the bottom of it. I'm continuing just going around all the way to the bottom. Okay, now we're going to cut this little piece off right here, like so. And then we're going to just glue it. Get some more glue. Okay, and now I am going to cover this top up a little bit more with some so I'm just cutting a piece of it, and we're going to glue it on there. Let me go ahead and add my glue so we can go ahead and glue it on there. Okay. I'm just taking there and gluing it so it does look like an actual beehive. See? So it's all done now in that twine. It's all done. And now I am going to get my reach down here and grab my permanent marker right quick, because I am going to need this real quick. Let me move this right here. Or you know what? I may just do it with the black paint instead. Let me grab my brush though that I'll need. Go ahead and clean my brush. Alright. So what I'm going to do now, see, it's all done. All of it's covered. And I have this much left, but I need a little circle like so. Let me grab the other end. Like so. Be about like this. And we're going to glue it on there. We're going to paint it, and then I'm going to glue this little bee on there, like it's going into the beehive. So that is what I'm doing right now. So let me go ahead and cut a little piece of this off. Make sure it's exactly how I want it. Go ahead and cut it a piece off. Okay. And then we're going to glue it. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and start gluing it. Okay. We're almost done with the circle. I'm going to show you guys what it looks like before we paint it. Okay. Get all this hot glue excess off of the little thing. So here it is, our little circle, and we're going to paint that inside of it. We're going to paint it black. So it looks like you're actually going into the beehive. So let me let this dry real quick. Make sure it's good and dry. I think it looks cute. So we're just going to paint it black now. I got my brush and my paint. I'm just going to paint the inside of this black. So it looks like you're actually going into the beehive. Okay, so now there is our little black circle. And we're going to glue the little bee on there. Let me grab the little bee. And we are going to glue him on there. Let me try to get him off there without breaking him. There we go. Awesome. So now we're just going to glue him on there. Make it kind of like he's coming out of the beehive. And you guys, look at how cute this is. Look at that. And there is our beehive on a budget. Don't have to pay $30 or $40 for it. All you need is to go to the Dollar Tree, get a pineapple that they have now, the gold or the pink one, take the little top off of it, get you 2 things of the rope that they have. It's 9.5 feet long. That's all you need. I think this is just the cutest little thing ever. I think this is my favorite one I've did today. So we made this. We also repainted this as well. Look how cute that turned out. We repainted it. I think it turned out absolutely gorgeous. Repainted. Then we did this ironing board with the little bees on there and the bow. We also did this ironing board with the mason jars, the flowers, the bees. And we did the mason jar. Look how cute that is. And that is all of our that is all of our crafts that we did today, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I think these 2 are my favorite that I did today. These two little beehive and the little mason jar, I do believe, are my favorite ones that I did. The other ones are okay too, but these two are my favorite ones that I've done today. I absolutely love how they turned out. Easy crafts, don't cost a lot of money to make. I hope you guys enjoyed this craft video, sharing you guys bee crafts. You guys make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you hit the notification bell so you're notified every time I do an upload. I'll see you soon, guys.